Well, first time in Macau, and I've been here a couple of days, and I've had the real pleasure of being able to do a bit of travelling around the city. And I mean, it's really a city of two extremes. And I can see the other night at the opening ceremony, I think there was part of it was the East meets West sort of nature of the festival.
Right.
And you really see it here, you know, in terms of the Portuguese influence alongside the kind of Chinese influence.
Right.
And I mean, it's also just such an extreme city.
Cut last drought. I moved all the cows up into the top paddock, away from the house. I couldn't stand him crying out for a feed when I had nothing to give him. Your mum knew what I was up to, she didn't say anything.
There he is, the host with the most.
4.
Tell us more about your movie, like what do you think about it?
So the movie that I produced called BELLBIRD, it's been kind of one that's been developed over probably about 7 or 8 years, when Hamish Bennett, who wrote and directed it, came and brought me on board, first of all, as an actor in his first short film, which was called The Dump. And then a couple of years after that, we made another short film I produced called Ross and Beth. And then this one, BELLBIRD, is pretty much, it brings together those two worlds of the shorts. And we brought on board another producer called Catherine Fitzgerald, who brought in a lot of expertise, and we headed up to where Hamish grew up, which is a small, very small town up north in New Zealand called Maunga Karamea. And so we shot BELLBIRD there, and we shot it over the course of about 8 months or so, because we had to include different elements of farming, like with the making, haymaking, the calving, you know, when the baby cows are born. And so it was, we'd go up and shoot bits and pieces, because we wanted the film to take place over the course of a year.
This must have been difficult. She liked giving me stick.
How's your dad?
He's okay.
You two must have some scintillating conversations.
Mum used to do the talking for both of us.
Well, so far it's been great, and I mean, we're in competition, so we're already exceeded expectation. We're really happy and really proud just to be kind of included in the calibre of such great films that are here. And so our expectation really is, you know, already been exceeded. I'm just hoping that you know, the people of Macau and the other people who come to Macau for the festival just enjoy our film. It's a very authentic look at farming life in New Zealand. It's a story of an older farmer coming to terms with the death of his wife and the relationship he has with his son, and the community kind of gathering around him to help him through.
Well, get practicing then.
He wants me to learn all about this for calving season.
Cows can't milk themselves.
Well, can't they? I thought they just walked in, put their tits into the cups, got them sucked and walked out again.
Here's the funny thing. You got a problem in your vagina, Bruce. You'll find the answer in the rectum. Yeah.
I don't think I can be a farmer all my life.
I'd love to get into the Chinese market, and as much as that's, I mean, it's very New Zealand flavour, but I mean, at the same time, I mean, China is such a culture that is sort of mixed between rural and urban kind of lives.
Looks like a mean job.
This is nice.
That's what a lot of people just don't appreciate. They form friendships which last their entire lives. Unbreakable bonds.
You need to bloody listen.
How can I? Look, when this guy's got his arm up the cow's ass.
I know you miss Mum.
You know, China's also got this beautiful art house cinema as well. You know, so there's this just rich cinematic tradition. Yeah.
All right. Thanks for your time. All the best.
Thank you.
I miss her every day too. If we miss her together, it feels a little bit easier than doing it by ourselves.
There's a bellbird sitting in